Princess has announced several changes and, of course, a price increase to their very popular Princess Plus and Princess Premier packages for cruises departing in 2026 and beyond. But one of the most frequent questions I get is, would Princess Premier work better for me than Princess Plus? Let's do the math. My name's Andrew and welcome back to Tidal Horizons. We cover Princess Cruises top to bottom on this channel, and today we're going to look specifically at Princess Premier and see what's included, what's changed for sailing with Princess in 2026, and finally, does it make financial sense for you? This video is a companion to our very popular Princess Plus and Princess Premier videos, where we break down the features and costs of both packages, including the new daily costs, the drinks, the dining inclusions, Wi-Fi, and more. If you haven't had a chance to see that video yet, check out the pinned video above or use the link in the description of this video to check it out first. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. All set on the Princess Plus package and what's in Premier? Okay, let's get started. I've looked at a lot of these packages for both my clients and for personal travel. The value really is in the eye of the beholder, and you really need to have a good, honest idea of what you spend and consume on board to make sure it's worth it. Because the cruise lines are smart, they are pricing the packages based on what they know their passengers consume. When averaged out, they're not going to lose money. They know their demographics. This is an exercise purely in math and honesty about the way you cruise. If you haven't cruised before, I suppose there'll be some guesswork. To start, we're going to make some assumptions that you're wanting to know if you should upgrade from Princess Plus to Premier. If you've reviewed Plus and it contains items that you just aren't going to use, and then the math on Premier really doesn't work for you. Keep in mind that the first and second passenger must both have the same package in a stateroom. If you have a third and fourth passenger in your cabin, they do not automatically get added to the package, but can be added by your travel agent or by Princess. Let's take a high-level run through the Premier package, shall we? Now remember that each person gets their own package, and we'll be talking about what each person gets, not the stateroom. We'll keep Plus next to Premier for now so you can compare. Also, I'll note that these are the packages and pricing for North America and Europe. There may be different pricing and inclusions for Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the world. Check with your Princess or with your travel professional. The first thing you're going to notice is that starting on July 22nd, 2025, the price for Princess Plus increased from $60 to $65, and the Princess Premier increased from $90 to $100. This is for cruises in 2026 and beyond. Additionally, and just to confuse things, Princess has set separate pricing for the Sun and Star Princess at $70 per day for Princess Plus and $105 per day for Princess Premier. Again, this is for cruises in 2026 and beyond. If you already booked for 2026 at the old rates, you stay on the old package inclusions and the price won't be increased on you. As the changes are revealed, you'll probably agree there's no real advantage to upgrade from the 2025 packages to the packages that we're going to show you, but that's up to you. Contact your travel professional or Princess for details on upgrading. The other change that I'll draw your attention to is that Princess is now charging $5 more per day if you add Princess Plus or Premier to your cruise with less than 4 days or 96 hours to go before your cruise. Likely, this is to offset people adding it using their onboard credits, so book early. Premier covers drinks up to $20. Most drinks on the menu are under $15, with the majority being between $10 and $13 last time I sailed. The exception to this, of course, is the wines by the glass, the better ones. They tended to be more near $20 or slightly more. It's worth noting that if you're on Princess Premier and order a drink that is more than $20, you only pay the difference plus the 18% gratuity on that difference. Princess Premier provides unlimited alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, including coffee, tea, and fountain soft drinks. Note that if you request a can of soda, you may be charged for it. One change Princess has made for 2026 is to break out the bottled water from the drinks and apply a limit of 12 500ml bottles per day of sparkling or still water. Like in the past, make sure you're getting the small bottles, otherwise you may be charged. It's also worth noting that Princess Plus and Princess Premier includes the 18% drinks gratuity in the cost of the package. You don't pay per drink, and it's not added on top of the package later. It's all built in. This is a very important factor when you compare these two packages to the free drinks package that other cruise lines offer. See the link at the top right-hand corner for our video on avoiding cruise traps, including misleading pricing on drink packages and what's considered free. Moving on to the dining benefit, Princess Premier includes unlimited casual dining meals at venues such as Alfredo's Pizzeria, Ocean Terrace, and O'Malley's Irish Pub. As of the posting date of this video, the charge for these restaurants is $14.99 per person without a package for a 3-course meal. Princess Premier also features unlimited specialty dining, and this is really where the distinction of the Premier package is. These are venues such as Sabatini's, Crown Grill, or Catch by Rudy, among lots of other ones. Covered charges at these restaurants are usually $55 per person plus an 18% gratuity on most ships, $60 per person plus an 18% gratuity on board the Sun and Star Princess. It's worth noting that the cost of specialty restaurants has increased from $39 to these rates over the past 2 years or so. The major change in terms of the internet back in 2024 was the introduction of Medallion Max exclusively for Plus and Premier guests. Medallion Max Internet traffic is prioritized and uses the highest quality connection available, which is typically Starlink. Princess Plus allows for 1 device to connect at a time, while the Premier package offers 4 devices. However, it's very easy to switch between devices from your phone to your laptop to your tablet, so you'll need to determine if the 4-device option is worth it. It's also possible to upgrade to a 4-device package on board without taking Princess Premier. It may make more sense to do this than spend the extra $20 per day per person if that's the only thing you need from Premier. There are no changes to the internet portions of the plan for 2026. And now finally something brand new to tell you about for 2026. Depending on the length of your voyage, you will receive a shore excursion credit if you purchase the Premier package. This can be valuable if you're planning on taking Princess Shore excursions. You'll have to do your math and see if it's worth it for your circumstance. Both packages include your crew appreciation or gratuities for your stateroom attendant and your dining room staff. Finally, let's have a look at the extras Princess Premier gets you so you can see if it's worth upgrading. The photo package is a nice touch for those who are interested. Princess Premier guests have a number of reserved seats in the main theater for production shows. Note that this is the main stage cast shows, not guest performers or other events. These seats are released to the rest of the passengers 5 minutes before the show. On my recent cruises, finding a seat wasn't an issue for the later shows. In this latest revision, Princess has opted to remove the unlimited juice bar, premium desserts, fitness classes, and the Princess Prizes lottery game. I don't think many people will miss these, but if you do, drop a line in the comments and let me know if the change influenced your decision to purchase a package. There we go. That's the summary of what you get in the Princess Premier package. But does it make sense for you to upgrade from Plus to Premier? Let's have a look at that. We cover Princess cruises extensively here on Tidal Horizons, so if you want to stay in the know, you can always give this video a like and subscribe, but also check the description of the video and subscribe to our newsletter. Need help planning your next Princess cruise? Contact information is there too. Alright, so let's get into the value calculation. We'll start by walking you through the thought process, and then we'll move a little bit faster with examples for different number of specialty dining, and also the differences for the Sun and Star Princesses as well, as figuring out a daily average if you plan on having many drinks over $15. First, we'll input our Princess Plus cost because we know at this stage that Plus is at a minimum what we're going to take on the cruise. Remember, we're trying to see if our cruise habits make sense to take Premier. We're going to have examples for 7, 10, 14, and 16-day cruises, but you should do your own math for longer cruises. Next, we have no cost for up to 4 casual meals on board because these are included in Plus. On to the specialty dining, and in our first example, we're going to just have 2 specialty dining experiences while on board the ship. The cost per person is $55 plus an 18% gratuity. When we total it all up, we get the following. Then, divide by the number of days we are on board the ship to get a daily average cost. Anything less than $100 in the daily average means that Premier might not be right for you. But wait, For me traveling, I really want to have my phone, tablet, and laptop available on the internet at all times, or I might have kids with me and they want to use the package, so I'm going to upgrade to the 4-device internet plan, which is $20 per day. Again, total everything up, then average it out. What I haven't calculated here is the extras that Premier comes with. The $20 limit on drink instead of $15 that Plus has, or the Premier seats in the theater, or the photos, or even the shore excursions. This just shows the absolute basics of what most people will spend. So let's revise this screen a little bit and customize the bottom section for me. We'll add in a line for drinks over $15, and I'll be using my shore excursions credit. For drinks, again, this is the extra I would have to pay if my drink is between $15 and $20 plus an 18% gratuity. I'm only going to estimate 2 glasses of wine that are $19 each here, so that's $8 plus 18% per day. Now, I would probably use the shore excursion credit on most cruises, although I do tend to use Viator or Shore Excursions Group for most of my excursions. See the links in the description of the video for links to my sites. So let's add those in. So if you're planning on using the 4-device internet and drinks over $15 and the shore excursion credit, it's a pretty good deal to start moving to premium. Now let's have a look at what the same options would cost on Sun or Star Princess with their increased daily cost for Plus and Premium, as well as the higher specialty dining of $60 plus an 18% gratuity. Again, we'll see that if you're just using the 2 dining credits and not much else, it probably doesn't make much sense, but it could be a good value depending on your habits. Okay, so now we'll run through this a little faster and add more specialty dining. Now with 3 specialty dining on most ships, we're creeping towards that $100 mark on the 7-day voyage. Finally, if we go to 4 specialty dining on ships other than the Sun and the Star, these are the results. If you aren't needing the 4 devices or having many drinks over $15 or using shore excursions, this is where you finally break even on a 7-day cruise, by having 4 specialty dining. The takeaway in all of this is that generally speaking, it's not enough to get the Premier package just because of the specialty dining. You probably need one other factor as well to make it worthwhile. Let's sum things up. First, are there restaurant reservations available for you in the specialty restaurants? Next, have a look online at the bar menus. Are you going to have alcoholic beverages in excess of $15? Consider if the shore excursion credit is something you're going to use. Is the reserved seating a big deal for you? If so, that benefit has a value that you can't put a number on. Have you done the math like we've done here together? Princess Plus is generally a no-brainer, and it will work for most Princess passengers, but Premier really does take some analysis and evaluation to see if that extra is right for you. There you go. We've broken it all down and done the math for you. Now it's your turn to have an honest look at what you're going to spend and see what works best. If you need help planning and booking your next Princess Cruises vacation, reach out to us through the contact links in the description of the video. We'd love to work with you. And please take a second, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you get notified of the latest news and updates from Princess and other premium cruising brands. It really helps. Thanks for watching.